Jai Hind, dear students. Today we move on forms of business organization. In your previous class, we can classify the forms of business organization into two: non-corporate and corporate. In non-corporate forms of business organization, we have to study three types of forms of business organization. What are they? Sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu family business. First one, we discussing about sole proprietorship. What do you mean by sole? Single. As the name suggests, sole means single. Proprietor means the owner of the business. So we can say that the person is engaging the business activity alone is called sole proprietorship. This is an oldest and simplest and most common form of organization. It is owned, financed, controlled, and managed by an own person. Sole proprietorship is a business unit whose ownership and management are vested in one person. The individual assumes all the risk of loss or failure of the enterprise and receives all the profit from its successful operation. This definition is given by Edward Elbrody. So, it is also referred as a single entrepreneurship or individual proprietorship. In this form of business organization, all the business activities are done by a single individual. That individual is known as sole proprietor. It has its own characteristics. What are the characteristics? First one, individual ownership. The business is exclusively owned by a single person. Second one, individual management and control. In sole proprietorship, all the affairs of business is controlled and managed by a single person, that is sole proprietor. However, the competent people can also be employed in an efficient management. Third one, individual financing. Individual financing. Individual financing, a proprietor can arrange all the finance through personal sources, which can be collected from friends, relatives. There may be own money, who, or he can approach the bank for taking the loans. In this type of organization, the finance is controlled by a single individual. Next one, no separate legal entity. What do you mean by no separate legal entity? It means that business and owner are same in the eyes of law. Business or individual can sued against other persons, but it has no separate legal existence. Both the business and owner are same. Next one, unlimited liability. What do you mean by unlimited liability? The proprietor and the business are considered as same in the case of liabilities. So, business has some liabilities came. He can use their property to pay off the business debts. So, it is referred as an unlimited liability. Sixth one, sole beneficiary. What is that sole beneficiary? The sole proprietor is entitled to all the profit and losses of the business. Next one, easy formation and closure. For starting the sole proprietorship and closing the form of business is very easy. There are minimum legal activities required to start a sole proprietorship. Next one, easy to formation and closure. Starting and closing the form of business is very easy. There is minimum formality is required to start the business. Eighth one, limited area of operation. The operation of a sole proprietor concern is very limited area or single area. The business is situated in a single area. The scope of operation is limited due to the limited financial availabilities, limited managerial abilities. Next one, suitability of sole proprietary form of business. After going to the advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietorship, the entrepreneur is to suppose he is to start the sole proprietorship concern. Before starting the sole proprietor concern, the entrepreneur is to evaluate certain ideas or which kind of business is more suitable for starting the sole proprietorship. Basically, the success and failure of an enterprise depend upon the intelligence and competence and sensible decision making capacity of an entrepreneur. Basically, this type of form of is suitable when the amount of capital is limited. Second one, the confidentiality and the secrecy is important in the case of sole proprietorship. Third one, the market for the product is local. Fourth one, the goods are artistic in nature or it is demands customized approach. Next, suitability of sole property concern is that quick decision making is necessary. Last one, size of venture is small. Next one, legal formalities involved in the sole proprietorship. Before starting the sole proprietorship, the entrepreneur is to follow certain legal formalities for starting the sole proprietorship. It can be or cannot be registered in the sole proprietorship does not need to register. However, in order to start the sole proprietorship, an entrepreneur requires certain industry specific licenses for starting. Suppose the entrepreneur is to starting a medical store, so he took license from the pharmacy department. A general factors or formalities to be considered as follows. First one, a business name. If a sole proprietor decides he or she can adopt a trade name for their business, which however is not necessary. Suppose we starting a supermarket, we call that we put a name to that supermarket as Nirma. These KN supermarket. These are the business names. Second formality, service tax registration. For service tax registration, one is to be filled for the registration if the taxable service exceeds 10 lakhs for the financial year. Third one, VAT or CST registration. Now VAT is renamed as GST. VAT within the state, CST is the interstate. VAT means value added tax, CST means central sales tax. Now these two type of tax clubbed together, we can call it as GST. Next one, others is required. Other some documents is needed for starting the sole proprietorship. What are they? PAN, permanent account number of the sole proprietor, employee provident fund registration, import export code. These are the different legal formalities required for starting the business. Next one, payment of taxes. The sole trader should make sure that his business fulfills the taxation requirements. Legally, sole trader has to bear the taxes of the other business. Next one, second form of business organization is that partnership. We can say is that two heads being better than one. So, a partnership is an association of two or more persons to carry on the business and its share to profit and losses. Thus, the two or more person may form the partnership by making a written or oral agreement to carry the business jointly and share the profits. All the partnership are functioning according to the Indian Partnership Act 1932. According to Indian Partnership Act 1932, partnership is a relation between persons who have agreed to share profit of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. So, different characteristics of sole proprietorship is that two or more persons in partnership is formed by entering into a contract. There must be at least two persons to form the partnership. The minors cannot be admitted as a partners. Minimum number is 2, the maximum number of partners is 20, but in the case of banking business is 10. Second feature is that in partnership, the agreement may be oral or written. The agreement is not compulsory for starting the partnership. The agreement may be oral or written. The written agreement is known as partnership deed. We can study in later. When the partners are enter into a contract, that means they make an agreement which can be oral or written. Written agreement is advisable and it helps to resolving the disputes, if any, in future. Third feature is that profit sharing. The profit of a partnership business is shared among the partners in an agreed ratio. It should be kept in mind that sharing the profit is to be main feature of the form of this type of organization. Next one, unlimited liability. Next feature is that unlimited liability. The liability of partners is individually and collectively unlimited. This means that the personal properties can be disposed to pay the form of its debts. Implied authority. Any one partner can act on behalf of the firm and his act bind to firm. Next one, mutual agency. The business of a firm can be carried on by all of partners or any of them acting for all. Thus, every partner is a principal as well as agent of a business. Seventh feature, utmost good faith. The mutual trust and confidence is the main strength of partnership. Every partner should act honestly and give a proper accounts to the other partners. Restriction on transfer of shares. No partner can sell or transfer his shares to anybody else without the consent of other partners. If a partner wants to discontinue, he can do with the consent of other partners also. Next one, continuity. A partnership continues until all the partners desire to continue it. Legally, a firm dissolves on the retirement, death, bankruptcy, lunacy, disability of partner. It is not otherwise provided in the partnership deed. Next one, suitability of partnership. Partnership is form is suitable when more investment and better managerial efficiency is required. A partnership form of business should be a choice when capital and managerial requirements are higher as compared to that of sole proprietorship. The enterprise fails its category to being small or medium enterprises. Skill and expertise of the particular nature present in the some businessman. Third one, direct contact with the customers is essential. Thank you.